workers to contend with than me. It was too early for the thousands of tourists who would flood the park later on this June day, but the daily complement of joggers, power walkers, bikers, dog owners, rollerbladers, and wildlife aficionados all seemed to be stopped in their tracks, trying to figure out the cause of the commotion below. This time, I took the two-tiered staircase, the eastern one, more slowly than my first descent minutes ago. I looked around at the stunning landscape and the water of the calm lake sparkling with morning sunlight. But my eyes darted from tree to tree as figures, some in blue uniforms, but mostly civilians in exercise gear, appeared on every path and in each leafy opening like characters in a fast-moving video game. I wondered if the killer or killers were among them. "Don't be looking for your perp, Alexandra," Mercer said. "He's long gone." "How do you know?" I joined up with him, and we continued on to the huddle of detectives clustered around the lieutenant. I recognized most of them from cases we had worked together. They greeted me by name, while those I hadn't met before acknowledged my presence with a "good morning, counselor," the arm's-length term for a prosecutor, especially when she or he was treading on NYPD turf. Mercer finished his thought. "'Cause she's been dead for weeks. Just washed up today. According to Johnny Mays was here before we arrived." Mays was a brilliant young forensic pathologist. I nodded, understanding how well he knew his business. "Thanks for coming over, Alex," the lieutenant said, while he put out his cigarette against the side of the fountain before placing the stub in the pocket of his tattered brown jacket. No need to leave his DNA in saliva on a butt that would be picked up by crime scene investigators who were already scouring both sides of the shoreline for clues. "I wanted you to eyeball the kid before we moved her, but the paparazzi with the long-distance lenses were scrambling through the brush here. Had to whisk her the hell out before they grabbed one of the rowboats for a close-up." "Got it, Lou. I'm here for whatever you need." I'd been the prosecutor in charge of the Special Victims Unit for almost 10 years. Our office had long had a system of assistant DAs writing homicides and major felonies, going out on calls with detectives 24/7, to try to make the legal piece of every valid case hold up in court. We went to crime scenes and station houses, hospitals and morgues, taking statements from suspects and witnesses, overseeing lineups, drafting search warrants, and generally lending our expertise on all matters likely to result in an arrest. My specialty was a late entry in the field of criminal law: sexual assault, domestic violence, child abuse, sex trafficking, and homicides related to these acts had been ignored by our justice system since American courts were created. But our office had lobbied for legislative reform and pioneered techniques to allow these victims, too long without voices, to begin to triumph in the courtroom in the late 70s and early 80s, a period when violent crime threatened to devour the island of Manhattan. Lieutenant Peterson had already lit his next cigarette. "Don't know what we need yet. Don't know much." "What else did Dr. Mays say?" Peterson started to walk along the path that led from the fountain toward Bow Bridge, which arched over the lake to the Ramble. He repeated to me what he had probably just told Mercer, who was a step or two behind me. "Doc says he doubted she was even 20 years old." "No ID on her?" "Pretty hard to carry a driver's license when you're naked, Alex." I could see 5 men on the far side of the bridge. Detectives, no doubt, all of them wearing booties and vinyl gloves. 4 were standing at the water's edge, while 1 was crouching directly beneath the stone archway, his toes about to disappear in the water. "Is that Mike?" I asked the lieutenant. His thick head of black hair was a giveaway, even at this distance, confirmed by his trademark navy blazer. "Yeah, a rookie from the Central Park precinct."